You know, this channel almost never happened. But the fear of never starting bothered me even more. So, when I say the channel almost never happened, what I'm saying is it really almost never happened. I almost never started to record. And even its current form, it was years in the making. I'm saying years. What I would do is, I always thought about having a YouTube channel. Always. It wasn't the first thing I ever thought of when I saw YouTube, but as I got more into it, I thought, hey, that might be something cool to do. And so with that idea, what I would do is I would buy a course or buy something related to doing that thing, just as like a placeholder, so to speak. I should show you all the things I bought in preparation of me starting a channel. And then one day, I got into another course. And this course is all about getting on YouTube. And I'm working my way through the course, and it dawned on me that if I never make a video, the course is worthless. I mean, I was happy making progress, going through each of the trainings and checking off boxes and getting to a certain percentage on how much of the course I'd completed, but I realized if I never, ever made a video, the course doesn't mean anything. So then I stopped. I stopped going through the course and started making plans to make my first video. Because at some point in life, if you want to do something, you got to start. And it's going to be bad. In my time and getting prepared to start my YouTube channel, I had heard lots of stories of people starting their channel. I've heard of people, or seen on YouTube, people starting and 7 days later they're monetized. And then I heard stories of really big content creators who made videos every day for years and nothing happened until one day it did. And so I prepared myself mentally, or so I thought, for the long haul. And I have to tell you, my fear of starting wasn't so much related to, the being seen and the metrics and likes and all that kind of thing. My concern was the commitment. I just knew that if I was going to do this, I would have to show up on a consistent basis. And my fear was that, based on everything that I was learning, the time frame, 1 video a week, 2 videos a week, was just too much space in between for me to be any way, shape, or form consistent. And so I thought, oh, I'll post more often than that. And then that became even a bigger thing. I remember walking along, because I take walks. How am I going to add YouTube, creating content, to my life? How can I do that? I mean, I know I can do batches and that, but I was just like, how is this going to work? And so I just decided to start. I had all the different equipment, everything that you can imagine that you would need to start a YouTube channel. The big thing was, I actually bought one of these wireless microphones. I just knew that I needed that. I know that I needed that. And if you watch any of my videos, you know that I've been using a lavalier mic that I got forever ago. You don't need a lot to start. You just need to start. So that was my biggest thing. The fear of the commitment. That was it. So I made the decision to start in spite of all my hang-ups about making commitment. And I one day said, okay, I'm going to start today. I had everything set up. I had my camera set up and I had my wireless mic, and the day was going by and I kept on getting pushed, and then I finally said, okay, I'm going to record. And I couldn't get the technical equipment to work. I didn't know how to make the microphone record, and it was just basically a disaster. I didn't record that day. And then I didn't record the next day or the next. And it was starting to turn into a thing in my head as to if I would ever record. as I started thinking about it, it just became this bigger and bigger and bigger gorilla that I just couldn't think about what was I going to do, how was I going to record. So what I did was I recorded. I just set everything up and just started to record. This video was going to be video 0. No one's ever going to see it. I just needed to break the seal. I needed to just get my mind flowing, needed to get in the idea of pressing record. And so that's how I overcame my initial anxiety for recording. Making the decision, doing it anyway. Doing something, getting in motion. And then after I made that video 0, the next day, I actually made a video. And that was the start of this channel. And that's the start of everything that you see. So the reason why I'm doing this, the reason why this channel exists, is to show proof of what it's like to build something brick by brick. You just don't see it anymore. You don't see it. You see the end result. You see the flash. You see the polish. You see people who have made it, who have the views and the followers. You see all of that, but you don't see the beginning stages. And again, you may never see this because by the time this video comes out years from now, maybe I'm polished and I've got all the views and followers, but it'll exist here. And on this channel, you'll see it. It'll be buried at the beginning of the channel. And that's important, to be able to see where people came from, the humble beginnings. This is my humble beginning. And I want you to know that if you've ever talked yourself out of doing something because of the commitment, you're too scared, didn't know what was going to be like, how would it work, I encourage you to do it anyway. Just go through it. Face your fears, do it anyway. And join me, subscribe. Join me on, we can do this together. And I'm here to build proof over popularity. Well, that's all I got. Take it easy.